We are Vivo. You are in tune to Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. I am your host, Yo Jules DJ. Welcome back to another episode of Who Do You Got? Listen, it's the show where we take two of your favorite artists, two of your favorite albums, two of your favorite crews, etc., put them in a 5 round for round battle, come up with a best question at the end of the night is who do you got? Overall winner. This time, Mr. Twist, if you've been paying attention the last few weeks, we got the singles battles rolling out on Mondays, kind of going off kind of frequently every now and then. It's a no-brainer. We're doing it again. This time, tonight's theme, if you're out there, best slept on Timbaland tracks, Eats, Beats, and Rhymes. Make some noise.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be a good night tonight. Like I said, trying to stay in that hip hop zone as always, as you know. But like I said, we want to range of different time, decades, and stuff like that. So, like I said, Timbaland is definitely an amazing producer. So it's only right that he gets his flowers from us. Like I said, that we kind of host a little episode in his name tonight, being that day. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and introduce everybody around the room real quick and find out what everybody's selection is for, again, the best slept on Timbaland tracks. That's tonight's battle. Let's go ahead and start around the room real fast. Let's go ahead and start with my man, DJ Scandalous, Baba Midi, a.k.a. Who You Got, sir? We're talking the best slept on Timbaland tracks. You know, stranger behind the boards. So your vote is getting very, we're looking at it very side-eyed. Who do you got?
I might start the controversy early. So, and y'all let me know if I could pick this record. So, my pick, right? This is who I'm running with, but y'all gonna let me know right now. This is who I'm going with.
I can't lose it.
Tweet.
That's Tweet.
Tweet.
Call me. No.
That's a big record. It's a pretty big record.
Okay, you see. So this, I'm sorry. I was intrigued. This is hip hop, right?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, he knows. Right. I was being polite.
No. The reason being because I know I'm gonna get a look at it. I think most of his best shit is R&B. There wasn't too many hip hop that would, you know what I mean?
I like that, and I'm gonna go ahead and clear it up right now in our discussion upon even coming across this battle. R&B records are permitted because, for one, we don't get to talk about this very often on this platform, so it's kind of cool to bring that into the forefront. 2, Timbaland is notorious on both sides, and both his productions for both R&B and hip hop sometimes can be attributed to the same kind of like a similar kind of sound.
That's true.
The flag I want to put up right now for Baba Midi's choice is that's an obvious single.
Okay.
To that album, and if whatever status of that album, whether it's gold or platinum, it's because of that song.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go ahead and
pick something else.
I'm gonna ask the room real quick. Does anybody feel the same as me or differently? Like, let's do it real quick. Was
that her second? Second album? That was her second release, right?
Tweets only had. Well, that was her first album. If you still call me.
She's had a couple, but I mean, okay. So I remember the "Oops" song
that was the first
biggest hit. Yeah,
that was the first single. And
then "Call Me" was like the second big single, right, from that album.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I still think more people remember "Oops" when they call me. But again, that's why I'm asking the room. I still think it's still a pretty big record. You guys?
I said, let him live. He just came back to the States.
Oh man, you know
from vacation. If they watch it from vacation.
Alex, you know the knowledge Scan got, man. Scan got infinite knowledge of music.
Yeah, so we gonna let it ride. You can put your camera straight. It's all good. We gonna let it ride. It looks like the room's okay.
Okay.
Official first vote in the room. DJ Scanless picking Tweet with her song "Call Me." Aye, that is a joint though. Fair enough. We're gonna go ahead and go to second person in the room right now. My man, special guest. He hasn't been here, I don't think this year, but definitely an alumni favorite from back in the day. My man, Philly the Kid, aka Philly to AZ. What is up, sir?
Salute. Hello, everybody.
All the way from Arizona, correct?
Peace. Yeah.
AZ,
man.
Listen, we appreciate you jumping into the game tonight. Like I said, we're talking best slept on Timbaland songs, sir. I'd love to know what you think. Who do you got?
All right, let me go ahead and set this up real quick.
Oh, you about to debut it? Okay.
Go ahead. And then we're gonna do it like this there.
Oh snap! Hold on, that man's scoop.
Which one is that? Drop? Oh yeah, that was gonna be my pick too.
What's the name of this song right here?
Drop.
I'm gonna personally need a refresher myself from listening to it, but I'm sure I know the record. At the moment, I can't recall it, but I do remember of a Timbaland Fat Man Scoop collab, so that must be it right there. Sneaky pick, I like it. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what happens. We already got some interesting picks. Let's go back down to all the way to the West Coast side of things. My man, the Real Cool B, aka the Real Cool Breeze.
Yes.
We're talking best slept on Timbaland tracks. What did you want to bring into the game, sir?
Well, I'm gonna kind of keep it brief. It's very tricky, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm gonna pick this one, being that I'm on the West Coast, and this was to me a hot song, but I'm not sure if it was as big as I think it was. But I'm gonna
stand by your man. Stand by your man.
I'm gonna pick The Game. Put You on the Game.
Oh,
okay. I'm not mad at that. No,
I'm not mad either. Yeah. Someone was paying attention when the homework was assigned. That's what
shit.
That was a big hit, man.
Is it called Let Me Put You on the Game? That's literally the name of it.
That was one of the game's biggest hits.
That was that was a big single. Yeah, that was.
No, it wasn't a single. Was it a single?
It was a video.
It wasn't a big ass single, was it? Again, I leave it to the. What do you guys think?
Was it a single? I don't think it was a single.
I don't think it was a single either.
I thought
I can look it up right now.
Nah, I don't think it was a single. It was an album.
Well, I just want to make. I want to make some of the.
Choice, though.
Thank you.
I want to make some of the stats clear in the room. In the meantime, while I believe Malcontent, you're looking that up to see if it's an actual single or not. I believe. Let's be clear. We let DJ Scandalous's pick of a single as well ride. It happened to be the second single. And if this was an actual game single, I'll go as far as saying it's probably a third, if not a fourth single.
Correct.
So,
that would be correct.
Yeah, but singles could still be slept-ons.
Very good point. Yeah.
That's
the definition of slept on can be totally manipulated tonight. That's the beauty of the game. Like I said, staying on your hill and manipulate that as much as you want. As much as I hate to admit that to you guys, but that's what it is. You guys can sort of stand on the hill that you want to. Like I said, everybody's picked some amazing choices so far. Cool Breeze with The Game. Let Me Put You on the Game, produced by Timbaland off that.
I'm just gonna let you know. I'm just gonna let you know. Yeah. It was like a documentary. I'm just gonna let you know it was a single. It was released. It was a single. I remember it has a video. I remember seeing the video. So
I will say this. I'll leave it up to you guys right now before we close the chapter on Breeze's choice. Keep in mind, we let Baba Midi do his thing as a second to pull off that first album. Secondly, I want to make sure as well, look how confused everybody was in the room right now, not really knowing if this was a hit single or not. Nobody was standing up to the fence like, are you crazy? This record was you. Like, everybody, you had to go look up to see if it was an actual single. Like,
it was a big record. It was a big record.
I said it.
But how
it was a big record. I thought, because I was gonna.
You guys have the power to shut it down, is all I'm saying.
It's on y'all.
Let it rock. Let it rock.
Let it rock.
On the radio a million times.
I think that's very dope. The room is letting it rock. Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you.
Let's keep going around the room and see all some of these wonderful choices. Go from my man, Triple C, quick, fast, Triple C from Queens, Triple C. What is going on, sir? We're talking big Timbaland slept on joints. Who do you got?
Yo, this song I didn't really like at first, but it grew on me. So I'm going with this. If I can find it.
If you can find it.
Picasso Baby.
Picasso Baby?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna sit here in front on you, Triple C. It sounds like a great choice. I'm not too familiar with most of the current.
I don't even know that one.
No, but that's the beauty of the slept on this.
Video single.
He might blow us away tonight. He might blow us away tonight.
If you heard the album, you know it.
Okay. I like the confidence on the choice. I like the, get out my way. I know what I'm doing. Triple C always standing like it. You know what I'm saying? I likes that. I likes that Triple C putting it down. Picasso Baby. Is that up to 444?
No.
Or is that the volume 3?
Magna Carta.
The Magna Carta. Pardon me. There you go. Thank you, Malcontent. Speaking of my man Malcontent, let's go ahead and take it down to the south. My man Malcontent in the building, sir. When we're talking about the best slept on Jay-Z tracks, who do you got?
All right. You said Jay-Z tracks. Anyway, unlike all these other cats, we're picking like pop big hits. I'm going to stick true to what you were talking about. Slept on, album cut. All right.
That doesn't mean it's going to get you a win, but I appreciate it.
He's going my route.
I won last week, so I feel good. I feel good. I'm good for a while.
Who do you got?
So
he does have a win. He does have a win under his belt, ladies and gentlemen.
I do. So I can be, I can go.
You can be a bit cocky. Pause. You can be a bit cocky.
Not cocky, dog. I can just stick to the script.
I'm trying to help you.
Let me change my background real quick. I am going with It's Hot.
Oh, I
the
forgot
Jay-Z
about
off the Volume
Volume
3
3.
album cut. It's a banger. I love this joint. So
Listen, I like the confidence.
When you play it, everybody will hear it. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember that joint."
Yeah.
I love the confidence. Like I said,
It's the song where he
see
dissed
what the
50
rest
Cent.
of the room is thinking
The song when he
while
dissed
the
50
game
Cent on.
continues. Wrapping things up all the way on the East Coast side of things, my man, all the way in Long Island, my man Ike Infamous, sir. We're talking best slept on tracks, Timbaland, all time, from any era, any decade. Who do you got?
All right, so I don't believe that there's any best slept on Timbaland track, and maybe I'll break that down a little bit later, but I did go with something out of the, let's see if I got it right. It's telling me I got it correct in my setup.
OBIE Trice, nice.
OBIE Trice.
Oh, snap.
OBIE Trice, bad bitch. You see, look, man, in my pre-shit, it said I had it correct.
You're good sideways, pause. You're good sideways.
You know what I mean? Representing Brentwood LI all day, you know what I mean? In my EPMD B-boy stance, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, snap. It's going to be interesting right now. So Ike Infamous picking something off that Shady Aftermath. Because I believe OBIE was Shady Aftermath from them.
Shady Aftermath, yeah.
Shady Aftermath with that bad bitch produced by Timbaland. Again, a couple of hot joints. Let's shout out to everybody in the chat room. I'm just logging in. I see Mr. September. I see the Real Cool Bree. I see Nerd Chris. Everybody in there that's joining us throughout the game. Thank you so much. Don't forget, we do this every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join us here live on Twitch. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube. We're dropping content weekly. Like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell. And all your audio podcast needs, we got them covered. Eats, Beats, and Rhymes, one word. Look us up. TikTok covered. We're good. Just check us out. Oh, it's going to get interesting. This is one of my favorite parts of the game right here is when we basically come up with the random picks of the lineup for the first 3 rounds of these battles right here. Again, a couple of smooth, a couple of slept-ons, a couple of, that's kind of hardcore if you want to call, Timbaland hardcore if you know what I'm talking about. Let's go ahead and see what the random numbers come out to. Let's go ahead and see the first battle of the night. First 2 picks right here. We are looking at number 6 and number 4 in order. We're looking at Jay-Z's Picasso Baby, chosen by Triple C, going up against Ike Infamous's OBIE Trice Bad Bitch.
Yeah,
this is interesting, right? It's an interesting one. I like that. Pardon me while I write this down real quick. Picasso Baby versus Bad Bitch. We're all talking about the women here. That's kind of interesting. Let's see what's up with the next round right here. Round number 2. The battle going down will be number 3 and number 5. We're talking Cool Breeze's Game. Let me put you on the game. Let me put you on. Versus number 5, Malcontent's Jay-Z's It's Hot. That's going to be a tough one right there.
Yeah.
Those got a similar kind of vibe, if I'm not mistaken.
And the thing is, not to cut you off, I think Malcontent and I, we both went up against each other last week.
That's true.
Beat me. Yeah.
I feel some revenge coming on. He got revenge in his eyes.
Last but not least, the final round of the night, round number 3. It looks like it will be between choice number 1 and number 2. We're talking DJ Scanlon's choice of Tweet with her single Call Me, going up against Philly the Kid's choice, Fat Man Scoot's Drop. Each Beats and Rhymes. It's going to be interesting. Let's get it popping. Like I said, we do this every Friday night, 8 p.m. Hey, it's going to be a good one. Let me put this away. Get it popping. We're going to see what's going on. Let's get some music together here. Ooh. I guess some of the stuff shouldn't be too hard to find, especially round number 1. Let's go ahead and look for that. Let's start things off. Like I said, we're going to first play some music and find out why everybody made their choices tonight. Shout out to everybody that tunes in.
This will be the most jiggiest song that Chucky's ever picked.
Let's find out why it's been chosen. Like I said, let's go ahead and talk about it. First round up, we're talking officially Jay-Z's Picasso Baby off that Magna Carta versus Ike Infamous' choice of OBIE Trice Bad Bitch off that Cheers album. Let's get down to it. Picasso Baby first.
I just want a Picasso in my casa, no my castle. I'm a hassa, no I'm an asshole. I'm never satisfied, can knock my hustle. I want a Rocco, no, I want a brothel, no, I want a wife that fuck me like a prostitute. Let's make love on the million in the dirty hotel with the fan on the ceiling, all for the love of drug dealing, marble floors, gold ceiling, oh what a feeling. Fuck it, I want $1 billion. Jeff Coon balloons, I just want to blow up. Condos in my condos, I want to row up. Crispies with my Missy, live at the MoMA. Bacons and turkey bacon, smell the aroma. Oh, what a feeling. Oh, what a feeling. It ain't hard.
That's a jam right there. I remember. It's different when you got it loud right now, right in front of you. It's a pretty good record right there. Picasso,
oh, what a feeling.
Oh, what a feeling. Like I said, it ain't going up against no other slouch right here. It's another Timbaland jam. Again, off that OBIE TRICE Cheers album. We're talking none other than that Bad Bitch, chosen by my man Ike Infamous. Let's go.
She recognize the G, say she want the roll, get to know OBIE, claiming that she love everything he do. Hey, he got a bad bitch, say she recognize the G, say she want the roll, get to know OBIE, claiming that she love everything he do. Hey, hey.
Yes, it's so trice, I done jumped out of heights, right into the microphone life, yeah, this is right. This is less strenuous, niggas, this is tight. This is more dividends, niggas, get it right. Stomping like Timberlands, niggas, a pair nice. But this is more Timbaland, nigga, and OBIE TRICE. The combination is invade the stations, airwaves, and rest haven on your listeners' membranes. I done paid some change, I got Timbo. This is not a brainy thing, yo, this is simple. Get your ass up from Danes to the temple. Exchange is different for that of a more limbo. Grab shorty sipping on that Shirley Temple with her ass hanging out. And pinch her on that pimple on her ass hanging out. Nigga advance, it's the world at night. Better start with the pants.
Look, because we rock. Two slept on joints. I believe that qualifies right there for two slept on joints. Talking again, Picasso Baby versus Bad Bitch. Talking Jay-Z versus OBIE. Let's talk to the people that brought the records to the table. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Picasso Baby, I like that. I don't know, what's that downbeat? That boom, boom, boom. You know me. I like the dark sound. I like that darkness. And, and I don't know. Jay-Z brought that beat out.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, listen, that's the hill you want to stay on. It sounds good to me, I guess. Let's keep it pushing. I mean, he is Triple C quick fast. We know him to be. Oh, I'm glad we got that much. Let's talk about it. Like Infamous in the building, Long Island stand up, Street FM representing. Talk about it. Is this a song that gets any play on the station, or is it just a personal favorite?
Nah, this was a joint. This Cheers album, this is an album that we rocked on the show Street FM. But when you said the title of Slept On, you know what I mean? I think personally, Timbaland's hip hop catalog is just not that fire, not that dope. You have to be the right MC to be on his hip hop production for it to shine. You know what I'm saying? So Jay-Z being on his hip hop production doesn't really. OBIE TRICE now, if you're a hip hop dude digging in the crates or know anything like that, you know, shout out to Detroit. You know, OBIE TRICE is a phenomenal MC. And in, I think, what was it, 2003, right?
About that.
For somebody like OBIE TRICE's stature, I guess, in hip hop, to get a track from Timbaland is like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like, yo, you got production from Timbaland on it. You know what I mean? And it's actually a dope joint. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and say that I played all the time with the truck, but this is what I'm standing on.
This is what you're standing on.
I'm going to say, I like OBIE TRICE. I like his rhyme, but I don't like him on that beat. That beat didn't fit him to me.
But this is exactly why I chose that, because you wouldn't expect him to sound anything good on that, but he actually sounds pretty good on that shit. Timbaland's production is more of a, to me personally, is more of a R&B based production. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of his hip hop was like, because he was just that dope. You know what I mean? Catch the fire while it's still hot. So that's why I went with this.
Fair enough. OBIE TRICE. I personally was a big fan of the Cheers album. Just to add on to what Ike was saying,
sir.
You had Timbaland production on there. I think more than one, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it just one? It might have been more than one.
I think it's just one.
Yeah, Dr. Dre production. He had Eminem production. Not to say anything music about it, but he had a few, which meant a few things. And then he had the G Unit on it. Like, his album was pretty like jam-packed for a debut project. It was actually like, again, handpicked by the Elvis of hip hop. Respectfully, I mean that. Like,
right.
Like he didn't solo MCs at that time, and this was one. So
it should have been a bigger album than what it was.
And we're still talking about a platinum album, by the way.
Right.
We're still talking about a platinum album. So it's like I agree with Ike, and it's still platinum. So weird scenario for a guy like that. It's true, though, because he kind of after that was kind of like, you know, it all went kind of downhill after that. But respect to the projects he's dropped since, because he still keeps dropping music. But let's talk about the rest of the room. You hear what the guys that brought it to the room had to say about it. Let's see what the rest of the room is thinking about. We're talking Picasso Baby versus Bad Bitch. Timbaland on the beats. Who wants to go first? Who do you got?
I'll go first. So for me, I think I might have heard Ike say that, you know, a lot of rappers don't sound too good with Timbaland production. I personally think, as you can see from my pick, I personally think Jay-Z and Timbaland have great chemistry when they make beats together and do rhymes and stuff like that. Because I personally think, I wish they would actually make a full album of like Timbaland production with Jay-Z rhyming.
I think Ike is acting like he can't hear you right now. I think Ike's acting like this.
No. I'm just saying, look, that's just my thoughts. That's just my thoughts.
My bad. I'm trying to interact with the people in the chat. You know what I mean?
No, it's all good. It's all good.
I see you trying to be the Don King out here.
I'm really talking about you're just like for Jay-Z and
listen, if you want to put extra attention on anything, just watch your voting machines. All right, I heard the chatter.
Well,
voting machines are fine.
I want to be clear. First of all, I was just saying that I think Ike was saying that a lot of rappers cannot sound good on Timbaland production. Like there's only a select few. I personally think that Jay is one of them. OBIE TRICE was killing it too on that track too. So I'm not dissing any. I'm just saying I think Jay and him have a nice chemistry.
Trying to start a fight out of nowhere.
I think it's a very subtle fight, but I like it. I'm here for it. I think we see malcontent explaining himself, but once again, pull over.
No. I'm going with Picasso Baby. I think Picasso Baby.
You going Picasso? Oh,
because I think Jay he has great chemistry with Timbaland production, and he was just flowing on that song. He was killing it. To me, I think it just sounded like a better fit. So both were dope, but I think Picasso Baby for me for that one.
Fair enough, Picasso Baby. Look at Triple C smiling behind the closed curtains. I know he's smiling. He don't show, but that's poker face Triple C. On the board.
I'll go next.
I had to do this gameless.
I'm gonna go just to kind of add on to what Miles said. Timbaland production is very interesting, right? Because if you actually listen to it, like a good 80% of it is actually samples. So it's actually.
I think people think the opposite. They think it's all like.
Yeah, it's a lot of samples, a lot. And I only purpose that to say that when it comes to the rap portion, only certain rappers like what was stated can really jump on it. I think Jay, Ludacris, and really Missy. We may feel a way about how we voice our praise for Missy, but she raps and she kills it. You know what I mean? So I say all that to say I like both tracks, but I think the for Slept On, I think Jay-Z caught a little bit better of the essence of this one, in my opinion, with this one. Both tracks are good. I like what OBIE did, but I think the Jay-Z one is it's a little bit more seamless, in my opinion.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and handpick Philly 2AZ, aka Philly the Kid, to go ahead and respond because again, I know you haven't been a participant for a minute now, but just to refresh your memory, sometimes you still lay back in the cut like that, like in the back of the classroom. Sometimes your vote may not count. You know what I'm saying? I love to call you out when your vote don't count. So I'll be right now.
Copy.
Speaking on these two choices right here, Who do you got, sir?
Yeah, I'm going with the OBIE TRICE one.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
standing true to the statement. I kind of see that's how you kind of. I like that. Is it a song that you are familiar with, for one?
No, actually, I'm not familiar with either one of them.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. I like the beat better on the Jay-Z one, but then when you talk about Slept On, I went against it for all the same reasons why everybody went for it. Jay-Z and Timbaland just marries. So it's hard for that to be slept on when it's just the same song. They're always going to get you with something. But that OBIE TRICE one was interesting. And then he wrote the beat. It may not have been better than Jay-Z. I mean, you know what I mean? But for me, he killed it because not everybody could do it. As and like everybody said,
makes an appearance on the song too. That's him singing on the hook, so that's kind of cool.
No, it's Timbaland singing on the hook. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. So I dug that one better. So I thought that was a better slept on track.
Yeah, I feel like they keep putting it down. Second vote on the board tonight for Bad Bitch. It's not over. The kid is still in there. Anybody want to step up, or do I need to pull cards again? Who do you got?
I think I would be the only one left. Am I not?
Yeah, actually, you are. I was. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
My math was mathing, but not mathing correctly.
The voting machine went down. But I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, listen, shout out again, everybody in the chat room. The poll, we're going to find out what it says as far as, like I said, tonight's battle. We're talking, I'm asking you the same thing. Who brings Picasso Baby versus Bad Bitch? Who do you got?
I think everybody pretty much covered both tracks. I will say that the OBIE TRICE song, I liked it. It was cool. But I think the Jay-Z with Timbaland kind of a little outweighed that song. Because I remember listening to this song before, but I haven't heard that song in a while. And I was like, oh, this is a pretty dope track right here. So
OBIE TRICE you're talking about.
Well, both of them are dope tracks, but I'm going for the Jay-Z one on this one. No, sorry. I just outweighed it just a little bit more. I like the way Jay-Z flowed on that track a little bit better than the OBIE, but both dope songs.
Project Elevated brings up an interesting point. He says, is Picasso Baby really slept on? Jay had a whole exhibition for it. I remember the exhibition more than I remember the song. So my question to Project Elevated, MG, that video that has that exhibition going on, is that the video for Picasso Baby? Does anybody here know that?
Yeah, I think so.
It is?
Yeah.
I personally remember the video more than I remember the song. Like hearing the song tonight, I was like, oh, I remember this song, but not until you just mentioned that in the chat room, Project Elevated, that I just did the connection. Like, oh yeah, I remember that video, but I remember the video more because it was just interesting. And
that thing with the woman, the witch woman, where he kind of forehead was crazy.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So that's why I say I remember the video more than I actually remember the song. So it's an interesting point that makes me still give like the green light to the song being okay to battle. I think, even though it's too late by now, but just to address Project Elevated, what that was about. So interesting. Let's wrap it up, I guess. Since Breeze put his vote down once again for Picasso Baby, the overwhelming feeling in the room, we tried to put Jay-Z's Picasso Baby up against OBIE TRICE's Bad Bitch. Again, we're talking the best slept on tracks by Timbaland. It looks like Picasso Baby by Jay-Z takes the win, putting Triple C's choice up on the board. Triple C, I think it's the first time he made it to the quarterfinals. It's interesting. It's great for you, son. Your team finally made it.
That's right. I'm a warrior.
Good for you, Triple C. You know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, proof that hard work will get you there. You know what I'm saying? You'll eventually get there. Interesting. Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep talking about the next round right here. Round number 2. Again, interesting battles put up tonight. Making sure the music's all cuter. Good to go here. Going up first right now.
But how did the poll did?
Oh, you know what? Thanks for buying some time, Triple C. Go ahead. Why don't you find that out for me? Guys, what was the actual result in the poll?
I think Tripp's song with Jay-Z, it won, but I don't remember what the count was on it.
I don't remember the percentage.
Maybe Nerd Chris can chime in?
Nerd Chris, if you don't mind, my boys are obviously not paying attention. But it's fine because we're all heavily.
Yeah, we don't know what to do when Hobo's not around. We don't know what to do.
Yeah, Hobo, we need you back. Hobo's on
75% for Picasso, baby. 25% for OBIE TRICE.
No kidding. Interesting. Okay, fair enough. Like I said, so we're going on to round number 2. Thanks for that information. Again, Timbaland is the winner of that round. Ha ha ha. Let's keep it pushing. Let's talk.
Like Jackie Robinson Day in baseball.
Let's talk about how round number 2 is. Again, Timbaland. What a coincidence. Let's talk about the best slept on tracks by Timbaland. Let's talk about games. Let me put you on the game of that documentary versus Malcontent's choice of, again, another Jay-Z entry. Because again, Ike's favorite, marriage of Jay-Z and Timbaland songs together. Which one? It's called It's Hot. Let's go ahead and start out with Let Me Put You on the Game first.
Electroconvulsive Therapy, Part 1.
Go ahead, do the crap with me. Oh, go ahead, do the steak with me. Oh, go ahead, do the wild with me. Go ahead. First things first, aftermath, the chronic is back. This is Endo, produced by Timbo. Game over. Nah, the NWA chain choking, burner rubber inside the Range Rover. Chain smoking, purple haze. This ain't another one of those. This the rebirth for Dre, the rebirth for LA, the rebirth for hip hop. Another memorial for Machiavelli and Big Pop. Hold up, Tim, stop. I said this another memorial for Machiavelli and Big Pop. Young homie got shit locked. Public enemy #1 Flavor Flav with a wristwatch. All black G units, all black Impala. I'm a schizo, 3 with him to 6-4. 50 Cent, no. I'm counting this most morning when I'm riding with Timbo. Big back, let me bang that. Show me where your friends at, we can flip that. Let me put you on the game. 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 I'll show you where the blood's at, where the grip's at. Show you where they flip crack, where they big check. Let me put you on the game. 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 I ain't got the West on my shoulder, got the West in the backseat.
There you go. The game.
Such a slept on song. I never heard it on the radio. Never seen videos of this.
Yeah, I know.
Didn't do well at all. Nobody's ever heard it.
Hey, listen, man.
Nah, I think he got a video for this.
He does. I'm playing. I'm
being sarcastic.
He was being sarcastic.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, listen, let's talk about who it's going up against. Like I said, it's another banger, if you will. No slouch of a record. Timbaland, again, fire in the production. This time with vocals by the man of Jay-Z off that Volume 3. It's hot. Some like it. Let's go.
Can't stop. That's right. Put your motherfucking hands together. Put your motherfucking hands together. Yeah, show closer, J to the A, Y, over. Play shut her down, who the fuck around? Game spitter, rain sitter, Bentley dropper, nigga. Keep a full clip, I have to empty out on niggas. Whole bagger, no slacker, get this shit jumping like 8 blacks. 4 crackers, get your ass jumped. Chris sipper, 6 dipper, wrist glitter, nigga. Cat buster, ass toucher. Clit liquor, go against Jigger, your ass is dense. I'm about $1, what the fuck is 50 cents? Hot shit, kick a nigga, turn these mics out. My jury's so bright, you can turn these lights out. Hovers like Noah, keep 2 in the truck. I'm like U-Haul, every bitch moving, I fuck. You move slut, I gotta put 2 in your butt. I'm everything, the when's, why's, who's, and what. Nigga, what? Can't stop it when it's hot, it's hot. My grind, keep me jumping out of drop, it drop. My shine, lose your sight, trying to watch the watch. When it's drama, jigger pop, pop. Hell no, you can't stop it when it's hot, it's hot. My grind, keep me jumping out of drop, the drop. My shine, lose your sight, trying to watch the watch. When it's drama, jigger pop, pop. Separate myself from the lane, no, you can't see me. I'm 6.
I just slept on the joint. I remember that joint. That was Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's see who brought every record to the room here. We're talking again. Let me put you on the game off that Games documentary album versus It's Hot off that Volume 3 Jay-Z In My Lifetime. Gentlemen, who wants to step up first on behalf of their choice and explain why they chose each record?
Go ahead, Mal. I'll let you go.
Ooh,
Hey, man, I think, yeah, thank you. You sound a little cocky right there, but thank you.
Yeah.
No, I mean, look, man, I'm not gonna lie. Look, first of all, it's a true album cut, never got released. It wasn't even a B-side from what I can remember, right? Everybody's head was knocking when they heard that joint. That joint is fire. He named it perfectly. It's hot. It's hot. The bars, the beat, like I love the little breakdown, the stutter on it, the horns, just the guitar licks. I mean, this is like vintage. It's kind of spare, which is what I like. Like that full sound that he did with Put You in the Game. I mean, it's dope. That's his like big pop, big hit song. Hit sound. You hear it on all the joints that he does when it's like a big hit. Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, Put You in the Game is a dope song. I love it. But this joint here, I play this joint like all the time. You can tell me, you saw me like mouthing the lyrics. I know like back and forth. I love the joint. Yeah, I love this joint. I do blends with this all the time, man. I love doing blends with this beat. I mean, I just love this joint, man. So to me, it's just like the neck knows, you know what I mean? When your head be bopping like that, you can't help it. Just the knot going.
Hey, easy.
Hey, yo, 80. Yeah. No, but listen, this record holds a little significance to more than just the regular New York AO. It basically was the record, if you remember back in time, that 50 Cent got called out on by Jay-Z at Summer Jam.
Yes.
Dropping that verse right there. I'm about $1. Who the fuck is 50 Cent? And created the monster 50 Cent even bigger than already what he was at that point. Lesson learned, do not give your enemy shine. Let's talk about it. Going up against a monster of a record, Jay-Z, It's Hot. Let's talk about it. Let me put you on the game. Go ahead. What's going on, Breeze?
I think this song, yes, it has a video. And I don't really think it was as big as people think it was. And it was around for a little while, but then it kind of faded out, I think. But I would say that beat alone, when you listen to it, it just draws you in, like the drums on it, the Timbaland drums, and just the way the Game just approached this song right here. I just think that it was definitely a good marriage between those two with this particular track. And as everyone said before, not every hip hop artist can rhyme over a Timbaland beat, but I think definitely Game held his own on this particular track. And just the way the beat breaks down, I like when beats switch up. And as I said, Game did his thing on this track. I think he did a damn good job. So that's why that's why I'm picking this track.
Cool. So obviously one vote on each side of the board right now, gentlemen, and people in the chat. Let me know. Nerd Chris, shout out to you as always. Please get the poll up. Pause on which record is the one that's going to get one for this round right here. Let's talk about it, fellas. Who do you got? Who's stepping up first?
I got Jigga on this one. So I got Jigga. Yeah, he literally just poo-poo on rappers on that track. Steaming shit.
Fair enough. Listen, it's Triple C's choice. He's been a Jigga man all night. Let's see who else has anything else to say in the room. I mean, nobody wants to step up. It's surprising.
Check it out. Listen,
this man knows how to play this game. Go ahead.
In my opinion, just my opinion, I resonate with that, and I don't even fuck with the Game. That's what's crazy. But I resonate with that Game track more as a Timbaland underground hit. And let me hear me out. It could be because that Jay-Z record wasn't as slept on, in my opinion, as y'all may think. Right. That was a big record.
That's a fact. That was a big record. No,
that was a huge record, especially that Summer Jam. I mean,
yep.
Yeah. So I didn't think that was.
How's this working against me right now? How's this working against me?
It wasn't a single. It wasn't a single.
Yeah, it didn't really get a lot of burn unless you had it in your whip already.
That got nothing but burn.
No, I'm saying unless you had it in your whip already. Like
they play that on the radio.
It's a true album cut. That's all I got to say. It's a true album cut.
But that
you know what? Maybe it was a New York thing because I used to hear Flex play that record a lot.
Because it's that hot, but it never got released as a single. It was never a B-side. That's all.
Fair enough. We also established at the beginning of the game that every single doesn't mean it's automatically hot. There have been very cold singles out there, a la, some of the choices like DJ Scandalous's. That's a single, but again, it wasn't as hot as the original first release single, which we all know. So it's kind of interesting to see where this can go. Shout out Third Eye Assassin in the building, sir. We see you asking what tonight's topic is, just to refresh everybody's memory. Best slept on Timbaland tracks. We are currently doing the Let Me Put You on the Game off the Game's documentary, produced by Timbaland, obviously, up against Jay-Z's Volume 3. In my lifetime, it's hot. I'm about $1. Who the fuck is 50 Cent if you need a refresher? And so far, we got 2 votes for the Jigga Man. Does anybody want to place a vote?
Yeah, I got.
I'm game. I'm game.
Philly, yeah,
you are
Philly
game.
My bad. Philly the Kid put for Game. I want to put my vote next, man. I think this is the exact reason. This round is the exact issue I was having with it. I don't think that the word "slept on" with Timbaland can be put in there because I think the music that you've heard from him have all been big hits. There's nothing that's really slept on.
I agree.
He doesn't have, and I'm not even saying it for my bias, so I want a backpack sound or anything like that, but I'm just not too fond of the production he put out. And the Game joint, even though I was going to pick that, the Game joint, I think somebody said it in there. I think Project Elevator said it. It's a generic joint. And that's like Timbaland had his sound, but I didn't like that sound too much. That Jay-Z record actually had a different sound for Timbaland. It actually sounded different. Not that it's the more slept on or anything like that, but just from a production standpoint, a production angle, it sounds different other than what the hell he produces. And like I said, I would have went with some R&B shit. You know what I mean? I would have did Aaliyah some shit up.
You could have.
Nah. But I didn't. You know what I mean? I understand how the voting machines work, so that's cool.
Always a shot. Make sure you clear the
Vote for your local congressman, baby.
Listen, just to get it clear, the oxymoron that is, Timbaland and slept on, it exists. You know what I'm saying? The opposite, for example, there's for it to be high, there needs to be low, right? So someone in the chat room, my man, Mr. September 71 says, Genuine's Pony by Timbo shook the world. You know what I'm saying? That's an obvious not slept on joint. So we could talk about obvious slept on joints. And I think what Ike is also trying to say respectfully with that good old fashioned backhand slap is that Game got a beat CD and Jay got to sit down with Timbaland and be like, what we doing today, right?
That was. And
I feel the genericness of what you're trying to mention in terms of sound. It's still a hot beat, but it is also like, oh, that's Tim. Like I know that's Timbaland off the bat.
But check this out. The reason why I said it was slept on, yes, it was generic, but when that record came out in 2005, on the West Coast, Timbaland wasn't hit like that. He was on that one though. That's why I said it was slept on. It was a generic beat. But that marriage with the Game, because I came out in Arizona in 2002, 2003, and I wasn't even messing with the Game. That record right there, though, that's a slept-on joint that turned. If it could turn me, that's why I consider it a slept-on.
Well, hold on, Philly, you contradicting yourself, Philly.
No, I'm not.
Saying it was like it would hit real big out west, right?
No. I didn't say it was. I said I came out west in 2005, and it was a big hit for me because I wasn't messing with the Game. Gotcha. I'm not saying it was on the radio. I'm outside, so I heard it.
All right.
You know what I mean?
How could Ted be defensive about his choice?
No, I'm just making sure. Making sure I heard it.
It was big for me.
Talking about slept on. Then I thought you said it was
no. It was slept on because it was big for me because I'm not even a Timbaland fan like that. But he do got some monster hits though. We can't deny that. So when I hear them two, who are not on my top of anything list, not just for personal reasons, not because of accolades or anything like that. I can concede to whatever. But personally, they're not on my top of anything because I just don't rock with them. But when I come out West Coast and I hear them two together, I'm like, oh, okay, hold on now. That's a little something right there. That's why I picked that one over it. Because that other one was a big hit for me. I heard that all, but I think like Jules said, it was a New York thing.
They play that a lot in New York radio for sure, the Jay-Z record. Fair enough. I mean, we have more couple of votes in the room that have to get that need to get voted in.
It's tough though, man. It's tough because what based off of this current discussion we're having, Timbaland is such a producer where even his tracks that may not necessarily be the monsters, we're still having problems discussing because it was still big. It was still getting played. It was still getting love somewhere.
Right.
You know what I mean? So even the quote unquote non-big records or even the album cuts are still getting burned. You know what I mean? So kind of alluding back to what Ike was saying, where it's kind of difficult when we say Timbaland to have slept on, because it's like even the records that don't slap for Timbaland still slap. It's still getting burned. You know what I mean?
He's a different kind of producer. It's like he doesn't fit a mold. You know, he doesn't fit.
Well, like I was saying earlier too, it's interesting, like I said, because when we think of hip hop in particular, we think of samples and we think of boom bap. And like I said, if you actually listen to Timbaland, 80 to 90% of his stuff is sample based. But because of the way he, and I wish Hobo was here, Mal, you could probably, because if you've been to like the South, right, and you know HSBCUs and stuff like that, you know that marching band, you know that type of stuff is very big and critical. And the thing about Timbaland is that because I'm familiar with that, I hear that in Timbaland's music to his style. You know what I mean? And it's part of what makes him him. You know what I mean? The way most producers have their own trademark sound, that particular style, I think is, I should say, one of the things that makes Timbaland. And it's him, it's kind of the same way too, just to kind of go for a little tangent, but it's kind of like even with like Manny Fresh. Like I love Manny Fresh, but that's a whole different style. You know what I mean? And
bounce. Yeah, a little bit of
I purpose all this to say is that I like the Jay-Z one a little bit better in this particular case, for the way that it sounds. But kind of like what everybody's saying is that it's still technically a big record, even though it wasn't necessarily a single, it was still getting burned. You know what I mean? I should say it was getting played, I should say, rather.
There's certain ways, again, even in government, where you can find the loophole. And this is a kind of loophole related kind of record where, again, under the premise of slept on, Malcontent, and I'm not saying he's wrong, decided to take that stance going, well, that means it's not a single. That means it didn't have a video. And, right. And he's allowed to do that. And it makes a good argument for like.
Yeah, it's an absolute great argument. Yeah.
But we also mentioned that because a single comes out doesn't mean that it's big. So in this particular case, it's because a song wasn't a single doesn't mean it can't be big either. Pause. So
right.
It's an interesting battle, but he's allowed to stand on that hill. We currently have 3 votes in the room for It's Hot, 2 for Let Me Put You on the Game. I believe the last person left to vote is Triple C.
Oh, he already did.
Voted.
No, he voted first.
Everybody's done.
Everybody's done. 3, 5.
Yeah, everybody's done. Yeah.
You got to vote, Jules.
It was a good pickup this week. It was a good pickup. Weather's starting to get nice up here in the East Coast, so you know what I mean? The buds are growing really nice, bro.
I have to respectfully ask the room again.
Jules, you got to vote. That's what we're waiting for.
Who voted for that? Let me put you on the game, just so I'm sure. Because I don't put the names down for these now. Now I just put like little sticks. I got time to write your names no more. So who voted for Let Me Put You on the Game? Let Me Put You on the Game. Obviously,
Breeze and Philly.
Breeze and Philly.
And everybody else got it. So that kind of leaves the room obviously one-sided, not one-sided, but a little more heavily sided on the other. When we're wrapping up round number 2, we decided to talk about the best slept on Timbaland tracks, putting Let Me Put You on the Game off the Game's debut project, the documentary, up against Jay-Z's Volume 3, The Lifetimes of S. Carter, It's Hot, Some Like It Hot, altogether, that's the name of the song. And looks like the room went with It's Hot.
Good job, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Officially going on to the next round. Let's be clear, 2 Jay-Z records have already moved on to the next round. Let's see what happens when we move on to round number 3. It's been interesting. And don't forget, we do this every Monday night, live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Eats Beats and Rounds, one word. Check us out. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's move on to the next one. We're talking about DJ Scandalous's choice for the evening, an R&B curveball Didn't see that happening. First time, if I'm not mistaken, on EBR history, or Who Do You Got history, where we've actually had an R&B record be in the contention for something. So that's pretty interesting. We're going to talk about his pick, Tweet, Call Me, going up against Philly the Kid's choice of Fat Man Scoop's featuring Timbaland, Drop. Let's start out with Call Me by Tweet. Y'all remember this?
Shake it, 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 bounce, 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 bounce. Baby, you the man, 'cause you put it on me. And every morning I roll over, feel you touching on me. I got another man, but he ain't like you. And I can't be your baby mama, though I'd like to. Call me real late at night when my man is sleeping. Take a red eye to the west side, up and down my spine, and let you feel what you've been missing. I'm so on fire. Call me, ooh, when you need me, baby. You don't have to worry. Call me, we can do something. Call me, ooh, when you need me, baby. You don't have to worry. Call me, we can do something. Baby, take my hand.
Easily can be used for something to freestyle over, to rap over. Fire production.
Yeah.
That's Timbaland with production from Missy Elliott, apparently, according to the Wikipedia gods. Not going up against another slouch. Again, we're talking Timbaland on the track with his man Magoo. So it's almost like two people against one. It's not even fair. No, I'm playing. Timbaland Magoo with Fat Man Scoop. That slept on gem against, by all accounts, slept on gem, brought to us by Philly the Kid. Drop, featuring Fat Man Scoop, Timbaland and Magoo.
When you're feeling lonely.
Wrong button.
You feeling lonely?
Voting machines are acting up today, man. Voting machines are acting up today.
Guess who's coming? Timbaland, aka Bill Drummond. Who gon' get it crunk like me, Timbaland? Or my nigga Scoop, aka Fat Man. We guaranteed to make the party people bounce. Fellas say, oh, girls say, ah. Looking at the cornrows up in the club. Girl, don't be bashful, girl, back it up. Throw it, girl, like it's potent, man. Shake that ass as fast as you can. White girl, shake it like you burning from a suntan. My dog, grip it, grab it like it was a soda can. What you talking about holding back? Let it get on the dance floor, drop it like it was a Cadillac. What you talking about cutting the slack? Girl, you better bend that back. Where my girls roll deep in the club. Can't wait to hit the bar and get effed up. For my dogs who got more than 100 bucks. Can't wait to freak one of those big old bugs. Before we start to turn it out, you must learn to crunk out. Before we start to turn it out, you must first begin to breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now drop, now drop, now drop, now drop. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now drop, now drop, now drop, now drop. Oh, if you got the...
We but not about to let Fat Man Scoop do his thing. Sorry.
I want to be at that party. I want to be at the party where that record is played. I don't know.
I was just gonna say the same thing. I think that's a no. I think you're probably being sarcastic. I'm being for real. Like,
no, I'm being for real. I want to be at that fucking party.
I was gonna say I forgot. This is definitely a slept-on joint, Philly. I'm not gonna front. Like, this made me forget. Like, damn, this was a pretty good record from a DJ perspective. Like all angles. Like the actual. Oh yeah, I liked this record, which means I like present tense. Don't mean to put that past tense on it. It rocked. I think that thing was still rocked today, and I gotta give it up. As much as I'm not a fan, the magic of Fat Man Scoop on club records, I'm not a fan, but sing. I can't deny his magic. I cannot deny his magic on them club records. That in the club, even today, is still like,
it's gonna work.
It's gonna rock. Even of the Caucasian persuasion kind of parties, it's gonna rock.
That's a day party. I am completely 6 drinks in. I don't know what my shirt looked like.
Word up.
Yo, man, keep the party going. Just joints, just.
Sounds very Long Island-y. Sounds very shorish.
It depends on what type of party you in the. We got a couple.
Depends on which show you on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Depends on which show you on.
Spring break music.
Which show you on? That's the difference.
That was a perfect discussion.
Joint. Like I said, you got to give it up to that joint. That joint is definitely a slept on joint. Again, so shout out to Philly for bringing that joint to the table because it falls under the category. Again, it's still a monster kind of record too. Because as much as we talked about that Jay-Z record,
exactly.
Flex played the shit out of this record too. I remember. So it's like,
and it is what it is. They made the point that you got served movie. It was in a movie.
Yeah.
I never watched You Got Served. So it's apparent in the chat room that the Project Elevator said it's okay. I didn't know that. I could see that being a big ass deal. I really could. So interesting. You know what I'm saying? I really could.
The man doesn't. I remember. The man, as great as a producer as that he is, whether you like his production or not, he's not a slept on producer. He doesn't have
100%.
Yeah. All his records are big, fucking huge records. Whether you rock with them or not, they are fucking huge. Because every joint, maybe except the OBIE TRICE joint, depending on where you're at, every joint can be played at a big ass party, big ass club. We will dance to it. We will rock to it. Every last, you know what I'm saying? So I think because in the title of tonight's show, the slept on part is in there, it's kind of hard trying to say, oh, Timbaland slept on, I'm gonna, you know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get into the bottom of the bag, but it's difficult, man. He's dope.
And we didn't pick no hits. We didn't pick like no big hits.
No, no big hits. And these records still fucking thump. Yeah. Like Philly the Kid was saying, man, that game joint that my brother Cool Breeze picked, I wasn't, when I heard it, the same shit, I was like, okay, I'll hear it. But it was still, when you hear that shit in the club, you're like, go ahead.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's true. It's right. Even when Q-Tip gets on, like when he starts doing his verse, I mean Magoo. When Magoo gets on, he starts doing
Oh man.
Wow.
No, listen, let's talk about it. Like I said, we playing big records. We're playing big records, and again, let's talk about the two men that brought the records into the fold right here, because we're wrapping up round number 3. Let's talk about "Call Me" by Tweet, brought by DJ Scandalous, "Drop" by Timbaland and Magoo, featuring Fat Man Scoop, brought to us by Philly the Kid. Which one of you guys want to step up first and talk about their records? Because we're talking about the records for you, but let's find out why you guys brought it to the table.
You go ahead first, Philly, man.
All right. Really, y'all said all the reasons. There's really 3 reasons why I picked that as a slept on track. One, from a DJ perspective, and this is kind of embarrassing, I didn't know that was Timbaland for a while. I mean, I knew that way back, but I kept looking for the Fat Man Scoop.
Q-Tip, Fat Man Scoop featuring somebody else. You're like, who is that?
Bingo. So when I found out it was Timbaland, I was like, oh, okay. Just like Ike said, that one was a little different. You can hear the generic in it, but it was a little different than what he's normally doing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, okay. The second reason was because Magoo's on it. And I'm only going to say this once. You'll never hear it again. But that is the only track where he got busy on.
Oh,
not busy. Not busy. But for when you say his name and busy in the same sentence, it never goes, except for that track.
The clickbait for this clip. Hold on, so the clickbait for the clip on this, when we put it up, is going to be like, Philly the Kid claims Magoo is the greatest rapper ever. Hottest verse ever. With a face like, with all of us like this, like, everybody do the face quick so we can
That's funny.
Hottest Magoo. Hottest Magoo verse ever.
Listen, scratch all that.
Yeah. Nah, but Philly,
crazy clickbait.
Like, right though, this. Like Magoo had a special little pocket. Like that's why Magoo worked. Magoo worked with Timbaland, and he had maybe like 1 or 2 other tracks that he actually flowed in pocket with. But nah, Philly the Kid's right. You know.
No, listen. Let's be clear. Timbaland is such a monster. Like we're talking about, we're giving him his flowers. That this is the only man that ever got like full blown. Like, all right, this whole album, like is me, and it's us. Like it's not, again, it's almost, he pulled like an NERD to it, even though they use their names in it, but it was like, this is a us album. And who else would you want making beats for you at that point in time if you were MC? Whether you're nice or not, whether you're nice or not, you're like the bed that I'm gonna be laying on regardless. Like the beats are gonna be ridiculous. I can You know,
and you almost guaranteed radio spins if you did.
That's what I'm saying.
With
you can get as interesting as you want. You can get as creative as you want. You can get as the word, the word is the bird, as much as you want. And like,
and it's going to work. That's what's crazy.
It's going to work. That's what I'm saying. It's going to work because Timbaland supplying that bed. Timbaland supplying that music bed is like. It's an excuse to get as artistic as you like. Because his shit ain't that normal either. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about, you know, DJ Scan, your choice. You know what I'm saying? We hear what the rumors got. I think a very, very hype right now off the drop record, but we were feeling the same way a few minutes ago when the Call Me came on. You know what I'm saying? Still a dope record. Another record that, again, if we're gonna talk about records that Flex was playing, Flex doesn't have to play a lot of R&B records. That is a particular R&B record that he was playing a lot as well. So are the R&B stations, obviously. What is it about that made you want to throw in that curveball for bringing an R&B record to the table?
Yeah, man. I mean, going through everything this weekend, there were a lot of different records to choose from, and the one thing about this record was that, for one, it's like a mid-tempo. It's not necessarily super dance based. You know, number one. Number two, you know, again, the sample. When I first heard the sample, I knew it was an Arab sample for that particular record. And for me, one of the things I've always respected about Timbaland is that, again, as a producer myself, is always not just sampling, but knowing how to use the sample, because there's an actual art form to how you use the sample, whether you loop it, whether you chop it, and hearing that record and the programming and everything, I really liked. And then with Scott Storch on the sitar, because it's a sitar on the keys in the back, so just kind of hearing all the musical composition of that record, and then, you know, of course, with the lyrics and everything else with the song. That became my pick easily, you know what I mean? And even at the time, I think Aaliyah, you know, it was Aaliyah and Missy and all them. So Timbaland was using like a lot of Arab samples at that time. If you go back to those Aaliyah records, there's a lot of Arab, Big Pimpin', a lot of Arab records, you know what I'm saying? But that's always one of the things I really loved about this record, is that it's good lyrics, good sample, good use of the sample. And, you know, it wasn't necessarily a big club banger, but it still got its fair respect. You know what I mean? So for that reason, that's one of the reasons why I chose this record.
It's still easily a record to end up in someone's DJ playlist for a party.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easily.
Absolutely. It's not the 12 o'clock joint, but yeah, it's definitely going to get some.
No, it's not yet. It's not the 12 o'clock, but it's definitely the 10, 11 o'clocker for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
No. You know what I mean by that time. Like, it's like, playing joints, they're fire.
Yeah.
They can.
Yeah, 12 to 2 is hardcore. Yeah, it's not 12 to 2.
Again, I'll play the stuff on joints. Hey, see how I did that? So let's talk about it. We got a vote on each side of the room, obviously. Call Me, represented by, you know, DJ Scanless. Drop, represented by the Philly the Kid. Chat room, let's get the poll up. Nerd Chris, shout out to you. Everybody in here, who do you got? Who you choosing? What's going on?
This is actually a tough round. I didn't think we were actually gonna come across one of these rounds in today's show, but this is a tough round. I especially after listening as to why each joint was chosen, it's kind of difficult. I think this shit is tough. I think I might fucking lean with the Drop record. I think I just might lean with that one slightly, and I think it is more of the surprising, I guess, with the slept on title of the show, but the Magoo aspect of it. And you're right, the Fat Man scoop, the Fat Man scoop on the record does give it that little bit of spice, but that Tweet record is fucking Scandal's choice is fucking phenomenal, man. But that's just it. Like the R&B bag of Timbaland is just something different. You know what I mean? So it's kind of hard. This was actually a difficult round, man.
Listen, that was the only R&B joint too. Oh man, I was shook. Because Ike is right. I mean, that's Timbaland bag right there.
That's his bag. Yeah, that's his bag.
Like we might do part 2. Timbaland R&B joints.
And again, these are not even the biggest of big records. That's the insane part.
The crazy part, like easily if you do any research and you see R&B joints underneath Magoo, there's like 10, 15 like that instantly. Like that. At least 10 like that.
It's interesting because it's the flowers are still being presented by saying like your least kind of popular joints are still, like you said, all bangers technically. So it's like he can't lose. The guy is a monster. Let's talk about it. We got 2 votes in for drop. Still nobody voted for Call Me.
I'll jump in. I'm actually gonna go with Call Me, man. I mean, both joints was tough, but just like Scan was saying, man, the production on that, like that's what I've been doing this round, or just with every song, is focus, pulling out the lyrics or the lyricists or the vocals or whatever, and just focusing on the beat that Timbaland puts together. And to me, like Scan was saying, it was like that was just a lane for like a good like maybe 5 years with like the Arab samples.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Stuff like that.
They're not done yet. They're not done yet. That's when it started. Like
they still sampling? They still sampling?
Oh yeah.
I haven't heard.
No, listen.
Listen, as a producer, you sample everything. I sample.
No. But I'm just. Y'all remember like the early 2000s, like every joint. You had the Jay-Z joint. The Truth Hurts. It was like all these gigantic big, like hits where they used the Arab samples. It was a whole bunch of. It was just like it was a vibe for.
There was a run. There was definitely a run.
But definitely. You don't want to ever preclude anything, but I mean that what he did with that, and I didn't even know about Storch on the sitar and all that. I mean it's just a beautifully put together like track. Like listening to it and breaking down the different parts of it. Like that's just something I do with like when I listen to beats and songs anyway. So I always was like a fan of that, like how it was done, even just trying to remove her vocals or whatever, and just hearing how dope it is. So that has a slight edge to me. And, I get that as far as just looking at the tracks themselves, I give that the advantage. So I'm going with Tweet on this one.
I like that. Malcontent putting his vote down for Call Me. 2 votes in on each side, currently tied up. Anybody want to break the current tie?
Yeah. Breeze, you want to go?
No, you go, Trip.
Come on, man.
All
right.
Man. I'm just thinking.
I know, even though drop, wakes you up, but I'm going with Tweet because Fat Man Scoop gives me a headache.
That's Triple C's arch nemesis.
We found it. We found the kryptonite. Kryptonite.
So it's Triple C. Fat Man Scoop.
Triple C's coming down the block. Triple C's coming down the block with the burner with the electrical tape around the handle. All you got to do is stand in the street and play Fat Man Scoop. He's gonna make that quick right.
The electrical tape.
He's gonna be like, oh shit, I got a headache. Make that right real quick.
I think it's also safe to say that if DJ Hobo was on the panel tonight, he too would not be picking Fat Man Scoop for the
loud. Voted for Hobo.
You're not alone there, Triple C. You're also, other people feel the same way as you. Interesting. Triple C not scared to put his vote down, picking Call Me. Timbaland on the beats as usual. Missy on the writing board, I assume, and the boards, because don't sleep on her. But Tweet with her second single off her debut project. Anybody else want to go with the Call Me record, or does somebody want to step up for drop at the moment?
Oh man! So, as to what Mal said, just listening to the beat itself, I mean, both songs are huge, I believe, and like the Fat Man Scoop joint, they still play it, but it's this. If you listen to just the instrumental of the Fat Man Scoop song, it can kind of get redundant after a while. It sounds good when they're rapping on it and they're playing it and you can mix it. But I would say just listen to the Tweet record. It sounds very melodic. And I like melodic beats. So slight edge to the Tweet track. So I'm going with that one, but it's slight edge. Because the Fat Man Scoop song is a huge record, man. They still play that joint heavy now. But I would say the underdog in this would be the Tweet, even though it's, it was I remember when that record came out, and it was a pretty big record, but I'm going to go with the Tweet one on this one.
Fair enough.
Send me your PayPal, baby. Send me your PayPal information.
Slight edge.
Oh, always a slight edge. Never a large one.
Never a large one. Pause.
We're wrapping up round number 3. We decided to take the first R&B entry of the game, brought to us by DJ Scanless. He took on Tweet's Call Me, going up against Philly the Kid's choice of Timbaland and Magoo featuring Fat Man Scoop with the song Drop. And when we took the votes, while it wasn't one-sided, the majority of the room decided to go with Tweet's Call Me. putting Comey onto the next round of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on to round number 4. It's about to get interesting. Again, we do this every Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on Twitch. Don't forget, live on Twitch. Follow us if you're not following us. And if you like catching up on old episodes on Twitch, you don't know what's expected over on the YouTube channel. It's crazy. So much more flavor. I'm just saying, if you like it spicy, with a lot of sauce, pause, go over to YouTube. We spend a lot of time on those videos. Give it a look. Listen, let's talk about one of the most difficult parts of the singles battle that comes across in every single one of these that we have is round number 4. Round number 4 is basically, let's cut straight to it, the weakest of the 3. When we're talking about the records that have made it to round number 4, we're talking about Jay-Z's Magna Carta Picasso Baby entry, brought to us by Triple C. First time up this far in the game, semifinals. Going up against another Jay-Z entry, brought to us by Malcontent, off that volume 3. It's hot. Some like it hot. Entry, making it to the next round. Going up again against another record, an R&B entry, first time in EVR history, brought to us by DJ Scandalous, aka Baba Midi, off that debut project by Tweet. Her second single, Call Me, moving on to the next round. It's about to get interesting. I don't know what else to tell you. We're dealing with, again, the slept on joints, but all of these are like big records, but not the biggest records. So it's kind of interesting. Let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and dissect. Let's play some more music when we find out which is the weakest of the 3. So I leave it up to you guys. The discussion is open. Chat room, the discussion is open. Nerd Chris, if the poll can go up, which is the weakest of the 3? Let's talk about it. Who wants to go first? Who do you got?
Yo, that Picasso baby's out of here, man.
Picasso baby's out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, Skin.
Yeah,
that was quick. Skin agreed as well.
It's quick. It's quick, man. It don't got...
Triple C upset. He's like, Tweet gotta go.
I gotta see the 2 Jay-Z battle going on.
You went right for DJ Scandalous Church and said, nah, Tweet gotta go.
Triple's like, I want to win.
No, she got fight.
Triple C like, why you don't want me to? Why I can't win the rucker? You know what I'm saying? Like, all right.
Oh, man.
Stay your ground, Triple C. Stay your ground. Okay, so listen, just to be clear, we currently have the following votes in that I was able to capture because, again, everybody talks at the same time. So I currently got Picasso Baby with 2 votes, Ike Infamous, DJ Scandalous. I also have Call Me with a vote from Triple C. Does anybody else want to add on to either of these? And don't forget, we also have It's Hot by Jay-Z.
Picasso's out of here.
Who said that? Oh, Philly the Kid said that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the weakest one.
Everybody's out of here.
That's the weakest one, man. It's the weakest one. It can't, Picasso can't do nothing against that Tweet joint, man.
There's currently 4 votes in. There's 2 more to go. I'd love to get everybody's vote in, no matter if it matters or not. Let's keep it pushing. Who else is placing their vote? Let's talk about it. Cool Breeze, what are you thinking about?
Yeah, sorry, Trip, man. That Picasso gotta
I'm going back to my underground stuff.
You gonna get yours, B.
That Picasso gotta take a dirt nap, kid. I'm sorry.
Triple C was so close.
You guys don't like art. You don't like art.
We don't like art. We're not cultured. We're not civilized.
Hey, listen, Trent, man. We like art, but if you want to keep your background up, you can, man. So it's okay.
Wait. Hold on, man. That Picasso baby took me out first round. I thought I had something. You know what I mean? I thought I was gonna win today. That took me out the first round. He better take that background down, man. There you go. Trip C, be down here with us, man. Be down here with us. Be down here with us, Trip. That's it.
Listen, Philly, if you're following the rules, again, it's up to you. I mean, you don't have to drop your flag if you don't want. But if you feel like taking down your pretend, there you go. I love it. Again, I thought that was the first R&B entry, sort of like flag that you had going on in the background earlier. Okay,
that last one was better. That last one was better.
We need one more vote in the room, Malcontent. Let's just, like I said, you know, and I know, and I know that you know that I know that your vote don't matter. But we're trying to be civilized, and I want everybody's vote on the table, so I have it down for the books.
Oh, you want to be civilized?
And look,
who do you got?
Yeah, I know my vote don't matter, but you know what? This is East Beats and Rhymes. So I was trying to stick to the hip hop portion.
Ooh.
As much as I love the Tweet song, I was gonna vote against Tweet because I was like, hey, we need to have it against Rhymes. We need to have like rap.
That's right.
My vote don't matter anyway, so you know.
So which one are you voting for? Just to be clear.
Oh, I was voting for Tweet.
You voted for Tweet. Oh, 2 votes for the Call Me. My pen, of course, there it goes, working out. 2 votes for Call Me. I'm really curious to know what the chat room thinks. I'm totally confused by the poll in the chat room. Can anybody double check why Picasso is laid out 3 times as the only choice?
Come on, baby.
Nothing to do with that. You're gonna look to me. You're gonna look at me as gerrymandering, like I had something to do with this. If I had something to do with it, I wouldn't have called it out. I wouldn't have brought it to the table.
Trip, you got to take it to the Supreme Court, man. I don't know what happened with that, man. That's not good.
No.
You got to get to the appellate court, baby. You got to appeal.
Apparently, Picasso is the #1 choice across the board in the chat room. And unfortunately, when we wrap up everybody in this room right here, Triple C.
Jay-Z made it. Jay-Z made it to the finals, though.
At least Jay-Z made it.
Trip, if you want to figure out about these voting machines, they told me about Form 680C. You better fill that out first and send that in, and then send you the next one. I'm still waiting. You know what I mean?
Need a recount.
When we talked about the weakest of the 3, again, these all won the previous rounds earlier, so they're all literally winners. The one
Florida 2000.
Florida 2000. Is that what they say? Is that what they say in the chat room?
Oh,
yeah. Let's talk about it. Like I said, when we're talking about, like I said, the weakest of the 3 winners tonight, it was hard to pick, but it looks like everybody came to an overall decision, not too difficult, at the end of the night. It was very kind of easy, actually. But they all decided by majority vote, and not one-sided, but majority vote, that Picasso Baby off that Magna Carta, brought to us by Jay-Z and Triple C. That's right, and Triple C. You get in there, pause. You get the same. So listen, Triple C, while your record was well respected and actually won its actual first round, it unfortunately doesn't make it past the semifinals. Your record is the first one to step down. Is there a particular verse you'd like to play off that record as a goodbye? Do you want to not play the record? Do you want to
not play? No, you hurt my feelings already.
Didn't mean to get it. Didn't mean to make it personal, Triple C. Didn't mean to make it.
It's always next year. It's always next year.
It's always next. Fair enough, Triple C bowing out gracefully, letting us continue to move on to the final round, round number 5. We've come to the finals, ladies and gentlemen. Chat room, you see what it is. Let's make sure that you shake the voting boxes one more time, just so we can make sure we get the right votes going on. We're looking at the finals, ladies and gentlemen. It came down to it. Best slept on Timbaland tracks, voted in by everybody in the room, in the chat room, sort of similarly. If you've been keeping up all night, the votes have been sort of consistent with what we've been putting up. We're talking about Jay-Z's Volume 3's entry. It's Hot, Some Like It Hot, produced by Timbaland, going up against Tweet's debut album single, number 2, Call Me, produced by, again, Timbaland. These are the final records. Give it up one time for the finalists. Give it up one time real quick. Listen, man, it's going down, so let's go ahead and talk about it. You finally have the opportunity to play these records one last time for us, for the audience. I'm going to ask real quick, Malcontent, which way would you like to present this record to us for the second time tonight?
Well, let's start with that, start from the second verse, because I like how that goes too, with it. Just start it off like that.
Let's see if I can find that exactly when it goes.
Heavy baby bitch, move it, drummer, jigger, pop, pop. Hell no, you can't stop it when it's hot, it's hot. My grind, keep me jumping out of drop to drop. My shine, lose your sight, trying to watch the watch. When it's drummer, jigger, pop, pop. Separate myself from the lane, no, you can't see me. I'm 600 to 300 CE. Give my ladies dick, my young hoes PP. Hits in a row like MJ. Since I was waist height, late nights, busting in the clouds, running wild, coming home late, cussing out my mouth. Niggas said, Brian, leave your cousin in the house. Every time we played a dozen, he's bugging out. While y'all was playing yo-yo, I was sitting on low pros, dipping the po-po, getting that dough. No, I ain't stupid, I take loot, kid. What's in the bank, shoot it, lose it like I ain't do it. You wanna play jigger, nigga, but you drank fluid. Got a full tank, now you wanna pull rank. I clap still, act ill, jigger, shoot thee. Give you chest pains, leg sprains, absolutely. Hell no, you can't stop it when it's hot, it's hot. My grind, keep me jumping out of drop to drop. My shine, lose your sight, trying to watch the watch. When it's drummer, jigger, pop, pop. Hell no, you can't stop it when it's hot, it's hot. My grind, keep me jumping out of drop to drop. My shine, lose your sight, trying to watch the watch. When it's drummer, jigger, pop. 30.
Ooh. Second verse goes just as hard as the first.
Yeah, had to cut off that third verse where he had that miscalculation about how science works, you know.
Is the math off? Is the math not mathing?
Well, the sun, like the sun doesn't revolve around the earth revolves around the sun, but you know, it's all good.
Oof. Yo, malcontent, man. Man, if anybody get on malcontent's good side, you better hold there and fucking be proud that you're on his good side, man. Bro, you out this bitch, B. Yo, man.
You know that when you know that small though, man. Y'all remember astronomy and science and stuff.
No, not really. Not my high ass. I'll say that much. Not my high ass. My bad, man. Only stars I see is when I'm fucking smoking in the.
I see Philly background. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. I digress.
That's that good stuff. All right.
We got our first R&B entry ever on a Who Do You Got episode. Brought to us by DJ Scandalous, aka Baba Midi. We're talking about Tweet's debut debut album, second single, Call Me, produced by Timbaland. DJ Scandalous, is there a certain way you want to present this record?
Let's do the second verse and pay attention to where, you know, she wants to slip and slide and take a ride. You can pay attention to that part.
Oh, snap, specific.
Yeah. Wow.
Specifics.
Ooh, when you need me, baby, you don't have to worry. We can do something. Baby, take my hand when you're feeling lonely. It don't matter where we're at, let me put it on you. I got another man, but he ain't like you. And I can be a living lover, though I'd like to. Call me at the break of dawn. I'll be sure to meet you with no panties on. We can slip and slide. We can take a ride. Lots of love and reminiscing. I'm so bona fide. Oh, when you need me, baby, you don't have to worry. Call me. We can do something. Call me. Oh, when you need me, baby, you don't have to worry. Call me. We can do something.
It's a good record. It's a really good. Boom, there we got it. The two finalists.
Scan up there going to the thottery barn over here. Using the
she want to take a ride, you know.
Using the honey pot. Using the honey pot.
So Malcontent has accused you of using thoughts to get your message across the board, to get across the finish line.
A win is a win, baby. A win is a win, baby.
Ain't nothing competing with the honey pot, but you know, it's all good.
Like a true councilman scam. You know what I'm saying? That's hysterical. Okay, so let's talk about it. Like I said, both joints rang off. They decided to present second verses from each project. One specific and a little explicit, but again, thanks to Two Live Crew for doing for us what we didn't have to do. Let's talk about it. Call Me versus It's Hot. Who's going first? Chat room. I don't see a poll.
Sure. I mean, it kind of just touching back again. I think the Tweet record again, it just showcases, I think, the range of Timbaland, and like how we're discussing tonight, we haven't even gotten to the huge records. That's even what's crazy, that we haven't even discussed the bigger records. So I think for me, this is showing Timbaland's range, where it's not his monster record. It's a good beat, good lyrics, good songwriting, good use of the samples, kind of like what I said earlier. And that's pretty much it with this one, man. And that's kind of how I feel about that record.
Fair enough. Got one vote in each, obviously.
Yeah.
What is the room thinking about? I see the poll, and according to Nerd Chris, has already been resolved in the chat room, but we'll save the results for the very end.
I can defend mine, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, I just want to make sure. All right. Well, again, like on that second verse, so first of all, I just think the bars, like Jay is just killing it on every verse on this joint for me. Even though I called him out about the sun around the earth thing. He's killing it. But man, like I love the part where he just like, hits in the row like MJ, and they got the little hee hee in the background, with the MJ and just the stop, the stutter of the beat, like the knock of it, man. I'm telling you, like, I think Tim he was on his shit on this song, man. So I just I think it's perfect chemistry. The flow's bananas, the beat is bananas. Like I said, the horns, the guitar licks, everything is just like perfect, and it's kind of like spare, so everything kind of jumps out a little bit more. It's not a real full crazy sound. Obviously, nothing wrong with it. I love the production on the Tweet joint. I love the production on the Put You in the Game joint. But to me, he like took it there on a whole different wild with this joint. This is almost like in my opinion, this is almost like his version of like grinding in a way, because the way it kind of it's kind of spare, little space in between everything, and lets the MC just like murder it, and that's the way I kind of feel about this joint. I love this song to death. I knew it was big in New York because it's just New York. I was living either South Jersey or Philly at the time, wherever I was. I didn't hear very much out there. I just knew people, loved the song. I knew I loved the song. I still hear a lot of people diss Volume 3, so I think it's a very special album.
I see Philly the Kid kind of, like he kind of rate, like you should live in where now? In Philly? Where?
Yeah, I lived in Philly. Yeah, I lived in Philly.
I don't remember seeing you in
class. I told him about that.
I knew that.
Yeah, he did that already. Yeah, so my mind is like,
I didn't see you at the Geno line.
You know what I'm saying?
I was at Temple. I was probably at Temple. I was in grad school at Temple at the time, man. So
Oh, excuse me, man.
At that time, but yeah. And no, I'm just saying, but yeah, this joint to me is just, it's nice to hear that it got more love than I thought it did, but still in my mind, it's close enough to the amount of love it should get, in my opinion. So, but I love the joint. I think it's a perfect song.
You have good taste, apparently, because apparently, like I said, it was a very spoken on conversation when it actually came up. So let's talk about the rest of the room. We know what the chat room's thinking. Like I said, we'll get those results after you guys. Who wants to step up first in this room?
Yeah,
who do you got?
I gotta go with Hove. I gotta go with Hove. Yeah, I think then that it more sound like something that the colleges was step to. They use that as a step in.
Yeah.
Or what they call it?
Step show.
Step show.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. And I think Tweet gotta go get sold by Elon Musk.
Twitter. Tweet way before Twitter, right? Yeah.
Triple C with his vote and a message of encouragement. Don't let any stock tips he just gave you try to influence anything you're buying on the market. I promise you, it's unwarranted, and you will get in trouble for taking advice from Triple C on the market right now. Do not do it. Let's move on. Does anybody want to place a vote as a Triple C for Jay-Z as well? Does anybody want to step up and place a vote with Scan on his choice for Call Me?
I am going to have to choose the Jay-Z joint on this, and it's just based on the different sound of the production, really, for Timbaland on that one. It's just a different sound and something that flowed, and it still flowed dope, but it just was other than what you heard from him at the time. So
that's interesting. We got another vote in. I want to get everybody's vote. Nobody's vote is left behind today. We're leaving nobody's votes behind. Who's next?
I'll go.
Philly, okay for you.
Okay.
No, I was going. But go ahead. You started. Go ahead, Breeze.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jay-Z one on this. I think the tweet joint was cool, but I just think that ultimately the Jay-Z one kind of ranks supreme on this round.
Supreme. Interesting choice of words.
Oh,
Reigns better.
Baby, oh, good.
The back of my hand.
You know what? Just hearing everybody talk about it, I'm gonna have to go with the tweet.
Oh,
of course you would be different.
I thought it was boys.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to keep in the spirit of the.
You receive a contribution note from me later this year.
Well, keep it in the spirit of the title, most slept on. I just really can't see that Jay-Z joint being slept on. I just
understandable.
I really just can't. I mean, for me, it just wasn't a slept on. And when I put them two together, production for production, not just not ranking them, just that tweet is a slept on beat. That he for his R&B bag. If you listen to what everything that Timbaland did for his R&B bag, this tweet one was a little different. It hit different. That's why I was big in some circles.
I think there was even a G-Unit freestyle on that beat. Was there not? Or
I believe so. I believe so.
That specific beat. I could be wrong, but I almost remember hearing how 50 used to steal them joints, and like Philly is saying, this was a R&B song, but had a different feel that felt very hip hop.
Right.
Right. I could spit on this, pause. So interesting enough.
Just on the muscle of it being slept on. Not ranking them which one is best, or just that's a slept on beat. And I think it's better than that Jay-Z one. I mean, as a slept on beat.
I don't know. Maybe Scan could bring it back when we do the R&B edition.
I think a Timbaland R&B edition could be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Joe Hurdum up in the chat room. He talking about writing rhymes off his first album with Magoo was a slept on banger. I definitely have that first Timbaland and Magoo album.
Yes.
I can't even tell you that I spent a lot of time with it. I was a singles guy, so I definitely remember the Lobster and Mac and Cheese, or Lobster.
Yeah, Lobster and Scrimp with Jay-Z. Tim's bio. Yeah, Tim's bio was tough. He had to join with Nas.
The singles I was definitely aware of. I can't say I know if that particular record Joe heard him, but I wouldn't be surprised if this shit was hot. Like I said, I mean, it's Timbaland. You know what I mean? And again, at the end of the night, when we talk about who wins, it's Timbaland. And speaking of who wins, when we're wrapping up the final round of this game, when we talked about the best slept on Timbaland tracks, everybody stepped with a bunch of records and they were all amazing. But we had to narrow it down out of 6 to end up here tonight talking about Jay-Z's Volume 3, The Life and Times of Sean, or S. Carter, excuse me, with the record It's Hot, Some Like It Hot, going up against Tweet's debut album with her second single off that project entitled Call Me, produced by Timbaland again. Both these records made it to the final, but only one could come out the winner, and it looks like Jay-Z and Timbaland, the marriage continues. It's Hot takes the win. Make some noise real quick for Jay-Z and Timbaland real fast. It's hot.
Yeah. Yo, real quick, something to what Mal Contentious said. You had the Timbaland Nas record, which was probably weak. Let's be clear, that's not a great record, but it still rings out.
Yeah. Well, you didn't like 2 Mile though?
It's kind of interesting.
I thought it was kind of dope.
It's everybody. It's just so interesting to see everybody's sort of different take on tastes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's palette is sort of similar but different. You know what I'm saying? And
this is so funny to me, man. Cause I was gonna say when I saw Slept On, I started thinking about some of the joints from him, right? And I was like 2 of the ones I chose were singles, and 2 were not singles. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go with one that's definitely not a single. This is my favorite, obviously, but the only other one I was gonna choose was gonna be from this album. Remember Come and Get Me?
Yeah.
That joint, that's truly a an album track. Like it ain't never getting on the radio. That's just like a straight, So I was just like, well, I think this has more of a chance. But this is education. I did not know. I mean, I knew about like the whole thing with the 50 Cent line and I knew about that, but I meant like I didn't know this song itself or that album had so much love because the people diss this album a lot. I think the album was solid. People diss Volume 3 a lot, in my opinion.
No, this record came out in the fourth quarter of 1999.
99, yep. Right. That's the first thing it turned into Millennium. Yep.
Yeah. It rang off. It was a very important record. Probably debuted number one.
It did.
But I think it did.
Yeah, it's a fourth quarter release. Absolutely.
It did.
What's interesting about this one, if I'm not mistaken, because I was interning for Def Jam at the time, I could be wrong. You can fact check it, but this might have been the very last record of 1999. I'm talking about when you're in the music business, you drop records before Christmas for the obvious reason. You buy them as gifts. People are still buying music physically for those watching.
Yep.
And as a gift.
Yeah.
So anything after Christmas was kind of like the beginning of vacation.
Yeah.
But this is the gall of Jay-Z, as usual, being like, nah, I'm gonna drop a record when nobody drops records.
Well, you know what? He wanted it to be the number one album of the new millennium. And it was. Because when the sales came in the next week and it was number one in the year 2000 when everybody thought the K Scare, all that type.
Again, a total gamble, a total risk, like I said, because you artists of that caliber run that risk of having to be sort of in the top 3, not even in the top 10. They gotta be in the top 3, really top 2 when you debut. Like the likes of Jay-Z have the right, when I say that, hear me out, to go up against like the Corns of the world for that top spot. With both labels going, like, I'm willing to spend the money on Jay-Z to get that number 1 spot and say fuck Corn. And this is like the labels talking. Right? So I'm talking about even higher than the Dame Dashes, if you will. So it's like that Jay-Z, again, the gall, the nerve to be like, well, I'm gonna drop an album when nobody drops albums. Nobody drops albums in the fourth quarter after the Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, I'm gonna do it. And he had the number 1 album running in to the year 2000. Shout out to DMX that same year dropping 2 albums.
2 albums.
Yeah.
And this album went triple. This album went triple eventually. So yeah. Yeah, he did his thing.
Def Jam was on fire at that time. Def Jam was on fire at that time.
Yeah,
so let's give it up real quick. Let's talk about it real quick. I want to go around the room real quick and see what everybody's choices were. But again, shout out to everybody's picks. Amazing choices. Best slept on Timbaland tracks. Again, we do this every Monday night live, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on Twitch. Follow us here on Twitch. And if you want to see the episodes, again, like I said, more spice, more visuals, more sound effects, more goodies. Check us out on YouTube. Eat Beats and Rhymes. Like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. If you want to take us to go, just listen to us. We're available on all your audio podcast platforms. Let's go around the room. Mal, were those your only choices?
No. So the other one, I guess I really stick with Jay. So it was going to be either that, like I said, Come and Get Me, or Lobster and Scrimp, or Hey Poppy, which I thought were too, since they were releases and videos, I thought they were too big. Yeah, but I love that beat. Like that beat is just sick. Like if you just listen to the beat, the change ups and stuff is sick. Yeah, it's sick. I also did kind of think about using the Locks of Ride or Die. That joint is dope. Even though it's a dope sample, it's kind of simple.
That's another record that's sort of similar to your choice of It's Hot, where it's like, well, actually, no, Ride or Die was a single.
That was a single, yeah. That was a dope
video and everything. It just popped back in the way. That was at a video and everything. Still, the argument could be had. That's not slept on. Had a single, but so can the reverse arguments. I'd be interested to know what people brought to the table with that one. Let's see what anybody else has on the table. Triple C, what did you have in your stash if you weren't picking the record you brought to the table?
For rap wise, hip hop, I was gonna choose 50 Cent's Ayo, but that's too obvious,
bro.
Oh no.
Ayo
Technology?
Ayo Technology, yeah.
The hit.
That's why I didn't pick it.
It shouldn't even be a conversation.
that Fabulous Make Me Better.
Another hit.
That's
the
hard.
problem. That's the
you see, look at the problem we're having. It's a hit.
No, but you're picking all singles too. No, here's the thing: you're picking all singles. Like to Mal's respect, to a certain degree, you know that record happened to be a big record here. He picked a non-single. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, just to reflect real quick, I think everybody might have picked a single. Let's talk about it real quick. Well, not everybody. Actually, no, everybody. So Scan had Call Me. That was a single. Philly had Drop, that was a single. Let Me Put You on the Game was a single. We confirmed it. Picasso Baby was a single, at least by definition of video. It's Hot was not. And Bad Bitch was not. By OBIE TRICE. So
can I tell you what that sums up? Can I tell you what that sums up? That not a single soul was listening to a Timbaland and Magoo album.
well, I mean, it came up in conversation though.
It came up in conversation.
Love to love you. Nobody.
Love to love you.
I had but see, that's the thing. I had the OBIE TRICE. After that, the other 3 records that I had was Nigga What, Nigga Who, Jay-Z, right? Big hit.
No, but wait, but Timbaland and Magoo was on the battle tonight. That Drop record is Timbaland and Magoo.
Okay, right. True.
It is literally it's listed as Timbaland Magoo featuring Fat Man Scoop.
But
so it was a legit thing.
But Philly the Kid said he was not listening to a whole album of Magoo. You know what I mean? And Timbaland.
Everybody said that, and nobody will.
That's
right.
That's the point, man. Like everything is a big hit. The other joints I had was Nas, You Owe Me, and then Jay-Z.
You could easily chose from Magoo's catalog a slept-on Timbaland influenced track.
Horrible. Is that the Western direction?
Something off the Timbaland Magoo catalog. Something like for example, listen, Timbaland did tracks for a lot of people that were considered hits by status of numbers, but nobody cared about that. Like he produced his little brother Sebastian, nobody cared about that. You know what I'm saying? And it's that Timbaland sound. It's happened a few times. Remember, he's still human in the day. Not everything is a hit out the park every single time. He just has a very good. I always go sports for series. I don't know why, but he's a very good percentage, a very good batting average, right? Like he does well. So that's what makes him special.
What's that group? The Player. A lot of stuff from them.
Player.
Yeah, it's a lot of other like.
I didn't want to go the R&B route. That's why I was
like that Madonna album that he did with Pharrell, bro. That shit was fire, bro. I'm sorry.
Wait, what's this? I don't even know about the Madonna album with Timbaland and Pharrell.
She had that big hit. Yeah. Wow. It was that hit with it was Justin Timberlake on this track.
Justin Timberlake, yeah.
Oh, I think
he blessed.
It was one song though. It was one song.
All the time.
No. The whole album is Pharrell and Timbaland. The whole album.
We got to do a Neptune's version of this. Like slept on, like non-single, like slept on best tracks from the Neptunes.
Again, you guys want to bring R&B records, remixes, whatever? Like I say, it's fun and interesting. Like I said,
4 minutes. Someone who did. Larry Chris.
Bubba Sparks. Someone brought up Bubba Sparks in the chat room. Bubba Sparks.
Hey.
That record would not have been. That would not fly tonight. That record would not have fly tonight.
What about
the song 4 minutes? That's what Larry Chris. That's the one with the Madonna and Justin Timberlake joint that was produced by them. 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
That was the first single.
Yeah.
Off that album.
Triple C, the executive producer, letting me know that the show is officially over. I was trying to be kind, but you see Triple C's greedy, wanted to hit his choices out and then shut everybody else down. Still get out.
And I didn't even get my choices out.
So we close the store. Get out.
Well, thanks,
you gotta hit Breeze. Thanks,
Breeze.
I don't know.
Don't be so rude, Triple C. Let everybody finish their.
Because quickly, show's too long. We gotta edit all this.
No. Well, quickly, I'm going to say Timbaland featuring Jay-Z, Lobster and Shrimp. That was one of my choices. And then the Nas joint, To My. And then, I picked the Game. Another one I had was Mad Skills featuring Timbaland together. And then, and another one, which was like a hit, but it was on the B side, was Aaliyah, More Than a Woman.
More Than a Woman.
It's a dope joint.
It's fire. More Than a Woman.
I would have raised the flag. I would let you guys vote on that, but I would.
That's huge. More Than a Woman is huge.
One of my favorite
records. Video to that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the video and the song. That beat,
it's fire. We should have did an R&B. We should have did a Timbaland R&B show, and I think we would have had more. We would have had more tracks that we would have all been invested in. Just a little bit more.
We couldn't call it slept on.
Technically, can. We've only talked about literally one R&B record tonight on file.
No, I'm talking about the title. We couldn't call it Timbaland R&B, slept on R&B joint. We couldn't.
No, but take the slept on out. That's the thing. There's no slept on
Timbaland R&B joints.
Right.
That's it. And then have this same discussion, but again, just R&B, and it's like Now you again from entire catalog from beginning to end. Do you and true? That's kind of interesting. I like that. We'll keep that in mind.
And Timbaland got international records. Like he got international records that on other languages that I'm like, oh, fire.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that deep with this stuff like that.
There's the African in the room. You better get in an African, brother.
Nerd Chris said we need to branch out. She said she did a whole Timbaland set. I think I watched that one.
Listen,
I've been to
Timbaland versus Neptune's parties, like, and they're intense and exciting and eclectic, and they're fucking dope. Listen, Virginia, shout out to DJ Hobo, 2 up, 2 down.
Shout out to DJ Hobo, man.
Delivered us
non-Queens episode, baby.
Yeah, shout out to the good rap. Good rap, man.
Hopefully when this video comes out, the good, saying DJ Hobo will leave it in the comments, which was his entry if he was playing the game. What would have been his record for defending? I'm interested to know.
He's in there right now. He's in there right now.
Is he right?
Yeah.
DJ Hobo, shout out to DJ Hobo in the building.
Here you go.
Yo, what up, Hobo?
What record would you have chosen to enter into this battle? Just so you know, these are the records that got chosen tonight. If you're listening,
you would have chose the Wu-Tang Timbaland record.
What records, Hobo?
Featuring You God. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit.
Magoo featuring You God.
DJ Scandalous's contribution. DJ Hobo, what up?
Oh,
Hobo, what record would you have brought into this battle for best slept on Timbaland tracks? Here are the current records that were in the battle tonight. DJ Scandalous brought Tweet, first R&B entry ever, EBR history, with the Call Me record. Philly the Kid bringing in Fat Man Scoop's feature off that Timbaland and Magoo drop. Cool Breeze bringing in Game, Let Me Put You On the Game off that documentary album. Jay-Z's Picasso Baby off that Magna Carta, brought in by Triple C. Malcontent giving us another Jay-Z track, It's Hot off that Volume 3, Life of S. Carter. And Ike Infamous bringing in OBIE Trice's Cheers selection off that album called Bad Bitch. All Timbaland slept on tracks. And ended up going down to the wire. It's Hot Volume 3 was the choice. Jay-Z the victor. But Hobo, who did you have?
When we do the part 2 with the R&B records, it's gonna be intense because we could really get in that bag.
Yeah.
R&B one is interesting. Shout out to
really get in that bag because I'm like
Justin Timberlake alone.
Justin Timberlake alone.
Yeah, he laced that dude.
Alone.
Yep.
Oh, Hobo say Picasso. Wow. With you, Trip.
Listen, shout out to Master. He's brought up the R&B concept before. I really know how to deliver on it. This is a great way to deliver some R&B. Shout out to the fans. Let us know what you think in the chat room. If you're still hanging out with us, shout out to you guys. Let us know if you think that the R&B idea for a Timbaland battle is a good idea. And let us know in the comments when you watch this episode live on YouTube what you think about that. Let's go ahead and go around the rest of the room to find out who else has some choices. We can wrap this up real quick. Philly to AZ, a.k.a. Philly the Kid. You came in last minute. We appreciate you. Did you happen to have any other choices just in case someone had picked your drop record?
I did. And because like I said, he's 100% correct. It was hard because, I don't know if Timbaland ever really had it slept on. So I got out of his album bag and went to a soundtrack, and I went with Lil Kim John. What's it called? Money Talk?
Money Talk.
Ooh, I don't remember that one.
Money Talk soundtrack.
Oh, the Money Talk.
The Money Talk soundtrack, and she had the title track. It was the name of the cut is called Money Talk.
Does it like sample that old 80s joint? Money Talks. Money Talk.
Nah.
Which record?
Money Talks by Lil Kim and Timbaland off the Money Talks soundtrack.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, it was, and the beat is the beat is generic, but it's Timbaland, and it made the soundtrack. But Lil Kim wrote that beat. She got Biggie-ish on it. He may have wrote it, but I think this came out after he passed. But she got busy on that lyrically. So
listen, he charged big.
Hobo also said the Snoopy track from the Jay-Z Volume 3 Snoopy track.
Oh, featuring Juvenile. Ooh.
Yeah, that joint was tough.
That's a big record.
That's a big record though.
Yeah,
another big record.
But it wasn't a single though. I don't think, was it?
No,
I don't think it was a single or a video or anything.
Big record.
Yeah.
That's definitely a slept on. You have to know about the album and that particular record right there. That's fly. Anybody else want to contribute any last minute records before we wrap things up?
No, I mean I had trouble with this one, man. That, like I said, that's why I ended up choosing the tweet, because it's so strange. Like I said, his records is so big in my opinion. Pause. You know what I mean? So other than that, I think I had Drop. That was the other record that I had. You know what I mean? That was like the only other record I had. That could fall into the category.
What was the last one?
Drop. The Drop record.
Oh, I thought you said something after that.
No.
Okay, fair enough. Listen, interesting night. Like I said, we decided to take on the best of Timbaland slept on tracks. The winner at the end of the night, It's Hot by Jay-Z, Volume 3, The Life of S. Carter. And not the only track I think he produced on there. We just found out about the Snoopy track as well, featuring Juvenile. Interesting night. It's led to the possible resurgence of a part 2 to this, where we'll go R&B route for a whole battle of best Timbaland R&B tracks. And we'll see how that goes. Tune in, follow, like, subscribe to find out when we do that. Everybody in the chat room there, Chris, let us know how we can rate out. Everybody in here, thank you so much for joining us. You know we do this every Monday. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on all platforms. Beats and rhymes, one word. Fellas.
Yo, Jules. Yo, you can turn off the voting machine right now.
Salute the chat room, man. Salute the chat room. Hey, salute the chat room on that Picasso poll. That's messed up.
Yeah, the Picasso shit was hysterical.
I'm looking at Merry Chris. Merry Chris did that.
I looked at it. I was like, wait, what the? Oh, I get it. Like, I get it now. The Mandarin. Picasso gots to go. Triple C. You had a good run for a couple of rounds there, but you know, the world was quick to let you know what's up. You know what I'm saying?
So what's that now? Malcontent won twice.
Imagine if Hobo was here. The Hobo would have been really mad.
Oh yeah, he was pissed.
Cool Breeze brings up a good point. Malcontent with 2 wins, by the way. I don't know if you guys are keeping count, but I believe
I'm like the Rockets when Jordan was out the league, man. I got 2.
Hey, cool Breeze got a win. Malcontent got 2 wins. Hobo got a win. Interesting. Technically, Mastermind got a win because him and Hobo had the same record when rules were a bit different at that time.
Yeah, that one there should be an asterisk next to that one though.
It will be. It will be.
Are you sure?
There will be.
Are you sure the way the voting machines work around here?
Wait,
you won one. We're getting ready to rate out.
Nah. I never won.
Oh, that's why I beat you that time. Sorry about that.
Oh,
y'all gotta pay a congressman better. Pay a citizens in Congress better grab, bro.
Cool Breeze, man. Cool Breeze, man.
All right, fellas.
Yo, Philly 2AZ, thank you for joining us last minute. Philly 2AZ.
No problem.
Brother, as you know,
peace, Philly, man. Pleasure.
More than welcome to hang out with us anytime. As you know, anytime, please come through. If you see
yeah. I had some things going on. I just took a job in Chicago, so I'm doing a lot of moving parts. So
man. Nice. Well, listen, if you're joining us again, like I said, the sound was great. The lighting right now is amazing. I wish we had kept this lighting on the entire game. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was still daylight out here, so it was way too bright in here.
You was high and looking like yes.
My bad. I'll fix it next time.
In your background, and Philly, your background, the other background was better than this one. I don't know what you switched it again, but you had another background.
You talking about the one with the joints on it? The one
there you go.
You in a giant circle, man. I thought you was like in a butthole or something there.
I'm gonna stop recording now. Peace out.